What up, what up? It's Anpu Ra with another video of astral travel. Um, the last video I did, I pulled up the emerald tablets and talked about the the dark brothers, the brothers of darkness, the jinn, the shadow beings. Um, yeah, I mean this is a document that existed thousands and maybe millions of years ago, and the information is there. There's even a movie that they had came out with, I think in 2014 or 13. I think it's 14, 2013 or 14. They came out with a movie called The Jinn. It was like a low budget movie. It wasn't played in all theaters, but you could check it out. I'm pretty sure it's probably on Netflix or on the internet now. When it first came out, I was trying to find it. I mean, I had, it's so funny because at this time, I was having these experiences a lot, as you see. I mean, if you've been following my videos, you will see the dates on there that it was like at least once a month. And as I was going through these situations and these experiences, I was working at a college, Queens College in Queens, New York. And I remember walking in the halls and someone had posted up a poster of the movie of the Jinn. And I mean, I was just blown away. Like, oh shit. I was like, they coming out with a movie with that? That's crazy. I'm like, it's about time they start putting out this information. But it was a low budget movie, and it was about the shadow beings, the jinn. And when I finally got to see it, I was kind of a little disappointed. It's just, it wasn't, it wasn't, what I thought it would be. I thought it would have dropped more hidden ancient knowledge, on a jinn. But the movie was fugazi. It was kind of corny, but they had some good tips on it, but it wasn't all that. But they had the movie out, and it wasn't played everywhere, so it was very hard to find that movie. So check that out, the Jinn. Um, yeah, back to the Emerald tablets. I mean, a lot of good information. There's a lot of good information just on astral travel, period, in the Emerald tablets. Not just about the jinns and all that and the shadow beings, but there's so much information in the Emerald tablets um, that you could look up and read it, study it, and this information is there by Thoth, the Atlantean. All right, so I'm gonna go back into the Emerald tablets and read a little more about what they spoke about the Dark Brothers. Um, Here it says, "Dark is the way the Dark Brothers travel. Dark with the darkness, not of the night, traveling o'er the earth. They walk through men's dreams." So these beings exist on a different dimension. So when you lay your head at night, pretty sure most of the world goes to sleep at night. I mean, you have those people that, work the slave shifts, and that's why, their body's probably not in tune because we're normally go to sleep. We are solar beings. We do most of our activities and things during the daytime. We're not nocturnal animals. If we was nocturnal animals, then we could see clear in the night, like certain nocturnal animals. We don't have that ability to see so clear in a pitch dark night with no lights on, no street lights and shit like that. So this tells you that we are nocturnal. Well, we are not nocturnal. We do our thing during the day. So when you sleep at night, it's night. So this is when they get to do their thing and they tap into people's dreams. Okay? So here it says, "The power have they gained from the darkness around them to call other dwellers from out of their plane in ways that are dark and unseen by man." So here that's telling me that the jinn is not the only ones that's playing this game of manipulating people's minds and manipulating dreams, projecting nightmares to feed off that that negative energy. Um, there through its lifetime. No, I'm sorry. Where was I? Okay. Into the man's mind, space reach the dark brothers. Okay. Into the man's mind. So, like I told you before, you're dealing with a mental thing. You know, when I astral traveled in the beginning and I was seeing these negative entities, at that time in my mind, I was scared as shit. I didn't know what they were. I didn't know what they wanted. I didn't even know what was going on with the whole astral traveling period. And on top of that, seeing shadow entities, it was even more overwhelming. But it plays with your mind. You know what I'm saying? So they can also play with your mind. They have that type of magic that they can manipulate your surroundings. You'll astral travel and be in your bedroom, and they'll make you think that, you know, that you're somewhere else. They have that ability to do that. So it's all about the war of the mind, okay? But they can get you through your dreams. They know your fears. They know your fears. So around it, they close the veil of their night, meaning that you ain't gonna be able to see them. They are around, okay? And through its lifetime, that soul dwells in bondage, bound by the feathers of the veil of the night. Mighty they are, they are forbidden. Wait, mighty they in the forbidden knowledge. Forbidden because it is one with the night. And they have knowledge. They do have knowledge. These are beings that exist, no telling how long. No telling how long. Don't know what type of knowledge they possess, but they very tricky. They know. I'm pretty sure they understand the laws of the universe. And there are laws in the universe. There's certain things that we can do and certain things that we cannot do dealing with the laws of the universe. Within this realm, and in this third dimension that we in now, there's certain things we could do and there's certain things that we can't do. Like we can't go against the laws of gravity. But in other dimensions, there's no such thing as gravity. So then you have the ability to fly and levitate and stuff like that. And these beings, they know what they could do and what they can't do. And it's something like the story that's written in the Bible about Job, the book of Job. Um, Interesting story. I mean, like I said, I'm not religious, but I read these things. Um, I'm not gonna say I never was. I used to be, very heavy into Christianity, but once I found out the truth will set you free. So back to the story of Job. God and the devil was basically making a bet. They were gambling on this guy named Job, that he's, very faithful to me, this and a third, and you can't break him. So they made a bet. So here you are, you having a God and you having the devil making a bet on a man. And God told him, hey, you could do anything to him, but you just can't kill him. So there was laws that the devil had to follow by, and he couldn't break those laws. He was able to kill his family, take his land, give him a disease with all these boils on his skin, and still Job was still faithful to God. So then he passed the test. But then God gave him a new wife, new kids, new land, and took away the disease, which the story I don't even get, because it's like, damn, he couldn't get his old wife back. He couldn't get his old kids back. He just got a whole new family, and that's okay. But we ain't going to touch on that topic right now. But back to this laws of the universe. Like I was saying, it was just an example. There's laws. There's certain things that they can do, and there's certain things they can't do. And they have that knowledge. We don't even have this knowledge today. These preachers and rabbis and religious leaders, they don't speak about the laws of the universe, which is very heavy. Let me continue. Hark ye, O man, and listen to my warning. Be ye free from the bondage of night. Surrender not your soul to the brothers of darkness. So don't surrender. Like I told you before, we are more powerful than they are. Keep thy face ever turned towards the light. Know ye not, O man, that your sorrow only has come through the veil of the night? Ye, man, heed ye my warning. He's saying, hear my warning. So basically, Thoth is like, listen to me. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you right now. Strive ever upward. Turn your soul toward the light. Meaning, go within inside yourself. The light is within you. You are the light. So you have to go within you. Stop looking outside of yourself, people. That's the problem that, a lot of people have nowadays. They're so looking into the sky, into the space. Oh God, please help me. Go with inside of you. The light is within you. It's inside of you. You have all the answers. You have the power. Tap into that power. So, for well know they that those who have traveled far towards the sun on their pathway of light have great and yet greater power to bind the darkness, the children of light. So, you got to strive for that light, meaning you got to strive for that knowledge. You got to strive for that consciousness. Break the bondage that we are under. Break it. I must say, I fully haven't broken it. I cracked it. I got a little sample, but I'm still working on it. That's still my journey, to be able to just leave your body at will, and tap into other realms and gaining knowledge. That's like fully being free, fully breaking the bondage. That's fully, on a whole nother level. And I believe, matter of fact, I don't believe, I know that I am definitely on that path and I will succeed. I will get to that level. One day I will. So that was just a little something from the Emerald Tablets written by the one and only Thoth the Atlantean, speaking about these shadow beings, about the Dark Brothers. So they exist. It's real. It's very, very real. And I'm pretty sure that, the jinns, they're like us in a lot of ways. So within any race, with any entities, you have good ones and you have bad ones. You have ones that's on a good agenda and you have some that's on a bad agenda. So I'm pretty sure that there are jinns that are good. And then there are jinns that are bad. I'm still trying to figure out and understand how they work, how they live. What do they know that what we don't know? So that's my journey. That's what I'm up to, you know. But so last video I did was about May 25th, 2014, which was a Sunday. So in this segment, I'm gonna talk about what happened to me in June. So like I said, these things was happening to me every month. Some experiences was very long and powerful, and some were very short. It is what it is. Like I said before, I was just taking this information down as I was going along. I didn't call for it. It just happens. Astral traveling. It's amazing. It's crazy feeling. For those that are watching and you experience a lucid dream and you experience an astral travel, out of body experience, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just like words just it just doesn't explain it enough. The feeling and the things you see and the things you do. It's crazy. All right. So in June 12th, 2014, that was a Thursday. Now, here I wrote, for some reason I thought I lost my ability to astral travel because all the stress from moving. I was going from Queens to Brooklyn at that time. So a special friend of mine had told me the one and only Hathor. She told me that you can't lose something that you were born with. And that was when she said that to me, it was kind of powerful because I was saying, damn, if I move, what if I'm not gonna be able to have this experience anymore? And, when she said that, it kind of touched me, and I was like, you know what, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because in the beginning, when I was having these experiences, it was so funny. I didn't want to do it no more. I didn't. It was just happening because I was so afraid of the unknown. But then when I became more conscious of it and knowing what's going on, it's like, damn, I want to do this shit more often, which is crazy. Okay, so this experience was very different because it happened during the afternoon at work, which would happen for the first time. Because I usually, like I said, when I have these experiences, it's always at night. But in this particular time, it was in the afternoon, and I was at work. So all the other experience I had was at night. It was around 12:40 p.m. in the afternoon at work during my lunch hour. I just ate and I was so tired. So I decided to take a nap. So, and I get at that time I get like an hour break. So I went to the lunch lounge, and I was the only one there. And I was trying to fall asleep with my head down, and there's a lot of people at work, they were making a lot of noises, they was walking by, there was a lot of distraction, but I was so tired. Sometimes I could sleep in a parade. I swear, if I'm really tired. When everything had got quiet down, I fell into a deep sleep. Like I was gone. I remember waking up because I was drooling. Like I got up and I was like, oh shit, god damn, I was knocked out. I woke up for a quick second and I looked at my phone to see what time it was. And it was 12:40 p.m. And I went back to sleep. But when I fell back to sleep, I felt my third eye vibrating and a burst of energy like liquid. I call it spirit juice. And like I said before, you know, crystals and sage and certain, meditations. I'm not really sure if, to be honest with you, if that really, works as far as astral traveling. I'm not sure. But for me, my experience, what really makes me have these experiences is when I break my sleep pattern, is when I fool my body and my mind. My mind is awake, but the body is asleep. And that always happens. Like most of the times when I have these out of body experiences, is either I wake up like 2 in the morning to use the bathroom or drink some water, or just wake up for a quick second, look around, and then I go back to sleep, and boom, that vibration happens. So here in the same situation, I took a nap in the afternoon, and this was the first time it happened. Like I said, I woke up real quick, looked at my phone to see what time it was, glanced around a couple of bit, and put my head back down and went back to sleep, and boom, that vibration was electrifying. Like it was like my whole body, and I felt it. Like as I felt it here, I felt it right here. The vibration started here, and I had my head down, so I could feel like a flow of energy going down my spine. And it felt like I called it, spirit juice, just as a metaphor, because it felt like someone was pouring like warm water down my neck. It felt like a liquid. You know what I'm saying? So it took over my whole body, and I was paralyzed and I couldn't move, and I was very conscious. And I'm sitting here with my head down. I'm like, I'm feeling it, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm about to astral travel at work. I'm like, this never happened. I'm saying to this to myself, but at the same time, I can't move because the vibration took over. And yeah, it started to hear the loud noise, that vibration, and then I started to hear like voices in the room that I was in, the break room. And remind you, I was the only one in there. So, and the people that were there, they were making a lot of noise. So I try to get up and I was moving in slow motion. So here I am. Vibration is kicking in. I hear voices. I'm thinking it's somebody that's in, you know, the lounge with me. So I'm like, decided like to try to get up, but not knowing that I am separating from my physical body, breaking away from the bondage, like my man Thorpe said. So, and it was moving in slow motion. And I remind you, when you pulling out your body from an astral travel and it's slow motion, it's because you didn't charge up enough. You see, now I'm realizing this. You didn't charge up enough. You didn't let that vibration take its course, and that's what happened here. But at that time, I didn't have that. I didn't have that knowledge. I didn't know that. So when I stood up, I saw people that I never seen before. Now these were just spirits that I had seen. Okay, there was an African American looking guy, and he was dusting. Right, and he was dusting, like this bookshelf, like everything. The whole scenery was starting to change right in front of my face. And a Caucasian woman was wheeling his TV on a stand, like a old TV, old stand with the wheels on it, making this squeaky noises. So everything in the room looked the same, a little bit, but there was like dust flying everywhere, and then it kind of like threw me off for a second. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, who's this guy? Who's this woman? Because in the building that I worked in, I knew everybody, and everybody knew me. So at first I was like, who? It kind of threw me off, and I wasn't sure if I astral traveled because I didn't happen to look back at my body. I just jumped out, and because there was dust everywhere, so I felt confused, and I started walking towards the bathroom. The whole floor looked the same. The building structure looked the same. Like I told you before, that's, to me, I say that's the fourth dimension, because as soon as you cross over, everything looks the same. Um, so I went towards the bathroom to like throw water on my face because I felt, because I pulled out so fast out of my body, like my vision wasn't as clear. I felt like I was moving in slow motion. So I'm like, let me throw some water on my face. But when I went to the bathroom, this fat Caucasian woman was in a wheelchair, and she was like blocking the bathroom door. And another person that I've never seen before. So it was kind of like threw me off. So then three spirits had took the images of three young men, three students, and they were pulling me to the elevator. So I went with them to the elevator, and when we got to the elevator, it was like one of those old, old elevators with the gate that you gotta pull, and and the doors, and pull the door open. It was one of them old elevators, and we got in the elevator. It looked like one of them elevators like in the 1920s, right? This is what I'm seeing in my head. Like, what the hell? What happened to the regular elevator? Like, I was so confused, and it was so funny because I looked at these three spirits. There was just three young men, and we went up to the next floor, right? And they took me to this room, and the room was full of instruments, like if it was a music class or something. And in the building that I work at, there is no music. There's no music class in that building. Which is kind of threw me off. And when I saw that, I knew something was wrong, so I went back to my body with the quickness. Boom, got up. Oh, like I just astral traveled. Like, that's crazy. And my girlfriend Hathor, she works in that building. At that time she was working with me, so I like ran to her office and told her what just happened. And I was just like excited, and I'm like, oh, like, yo, you don't know what the fuck just happened just now. And she's like, calm down, just tell me what happened, because she was the one that I always went to first and to explain, my experiences. And we was just sitting there puzzled, trying to figure out what I saw. So I knew for sure I saw, spirits that are, you know, stuck in this dimension. They still thinking that they're alive. And like I told you before, that the fourth dimension everything looks the same. And my theory on that is that when some people die, they don't want to accept it for one, or they don't realize they dead. And because everything looks so the same in the fourth dimension, they don't even realize that they gone. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, every time when I astral traveled out my body in my bedroom looks the same. So you hear stories of like the haunted houses and stuff like that. I mean, you have a person that's been there for years, they live in this house for years, they never left the house anyway. They happen to pass away, and then they stuck in the house. They stuck in that fourth dimension. They don't want to cross over to the next level. So when people move into this house, they still they able to. I'm pretty sure they able to see the people that's moving in. So they probably like, what are they doing in my house? Like they don't get it that they crossed over. So they probably try to do things, to haunt them. I mean, it just makes perfect sense. And then in some cases, you have people that can see these spirits. Their vibration is so strong that they can break the veil from the fourth dimension to the third dimension. I mean, it's not as clear as we see each other now with these physical bodies. So, anyways, me and Hathor, we were talking, we were trying to figure this out about these spirits and what it meant, and then how the boys took me to the music room where there was a bunch of instruments. I mean, I'm an artist, I could draw, I could paint, and I also do music. I do beats, I do music, I write music. That's my one of my passion. And if you watch my page, you probably checked out some of my songs, and I go by the name of Milano. So we was trying to figure that out, like what is this all about? So because everything was looking old, like the clothes of those spirits, they had like these old fashioned clothes on. The TV that she was wheeling was like real old. Even the duster that he was using, like the feather ones, like who uses that to this day? Now we got like Swifter jets and shit like that. And the elevator was so old school. So, we had to tap in. I said, you know what? What this college ground, what this place used to be. Let's start researching the history on what this college used to be. So, we going in, we trying to figure out what's going on, and come to find out the information we got that at years ago, I think it was the 40s or 30s, that that same location where the college that I worked at used to be an all boys institute. It used to be for boys that were, troubled teens. So the three boys that came to me, that's what they look like. They look like young teenagers, you know. And when we found out that information, it just poof, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind that how, you know, another ability that I feel that I learned about astral traveling, that I was able to tap into the past somehow. The message within the past I came to me, and it made me want to look deeper into it. But it used to be an all boy institute, and now to this day it's Queens College, and it's a big campus. It's a real big campus, and that experience, like I said, was different. Learn something every time. So I'm pretty sure with the natural traveling, you could tap into the past, you could tap into the present, and you could probably tap into the future. I mean, tap into the future and stuff like that. I haven't done yet. I haven't done yet. Like I said, yet. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can tap into the past because I did a little bit. It was a very short experience, but it was very powerful. And plus, I realized that I was able to astral travel during the afternoon. I guess it all depends on your energy. I guess it depends on what method you're using. Like I said, my method, I break my sleep pattern, and then boom, the vibration kicks in, and then I'm able to separate from the physical body. I'm able to break away from the bondage, from the veil. Okay? So Amazing, right? So on that note, I'm about to shut it down. Very interesting. Uh, so those are following, keep following. You know, we're gonna take it to the next level. So I'll leave y'all with peace, love, happiness, and all that good stuff. Hotep. It's your boy Anpu Ra with another video on astral travel. Peace.